What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Friday, April, is it 8th, 9th? 9th. I'm going 9th. April 9th. It's April 9th. Woo! Got it. Anyway, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comment section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Jaden McDaniels. That's Jaden, not Jalen, just to be clear. Terry Rozier, Ben Simmons, Trae Young, and Zach LaVine on the outside looking in. Who will be the favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. Coming in at number 5 at power forward, we're going to Jalen McDaniels. Yes, both McDaniels are in the top 10 of the contenders for today. We're going to the Hornets one for number 5. He's 4,300, projected for 24.5. The goal is 37. He's in the optimal lineup 23% of the time. Now, Jalen McDaniels got the start the last time out. They mixed up the rotation. Bismack Biyombo out. Jalen McDaniels in. I gave him 30 minutes because that's what he played last time. If he's not starting, this is not going to be that kind of a play. But 0.8 fantasy points per minute, 19% usage, 13 points, 6 boards, a steal and a half. Pace up spot against Milwaukee, and quite possibly a Bucks team that does not have Giannis Antetokounmpo today. I have him in right now, but still, Jalen McDaniels is a value option, potentially starting today for the Hornets. If he is starting, you have to assume that he gets the similar minutes that he did the last time out. Hornets are without Malik Monk. The Hornets are without Gordon Hayward. The Hornets are without LaMelo Ball. So there's plenty of time and plenty of minutes to go around. If Jalen McDaniels is soaking up 30 of them, he's going to look like a really nice value play. Next up at number 4, we're going to the small forward position. We're looking at $6,400 Kevin Porter Jr. Now, he's projected for 33. The goal is 44. He's in the optimal lineup 25% of the time. Not going to have John Wall, so this is going to make Kevin Porter the point guard, essentially, for Houston. I mean, he and DJ Augustine, and that's not a point guard you really want. 33 minutes, just shy of a fantasy point per minute. We're talking 26% usage. He's going to dominate the ball. 17 points, 6.5 assists, almost 4 boards. The problem, it's a pace down spot and a pretty big one against the Clippers. And the Clippers defense is no joke, honestly. So this is a really difficult matchup for Kevin Porter, but he and Christian Wood are going to do everything that they possibly can to keep this team in the game. And that's really all I need to know. Opportunity is key here. Even in a difficult matchup with no John Wall, Kevin Porter Jr. has to be a priority. Next up at number 3, we're going to the point guard spot, $6,300 Kemba Walker. I almost called him Kemba Walker Jr. from the last one. That wouldn't have been correct. 35 fantasy point projection. The goal is 44, and he is in the optimal lineup 25% of the time. Now, I like just about everything coming out of Boston today, but I think Walker is the best option on FanDuel. 33 minutes, 1.07 FanDuel points per minute, 26% usage, 21.5 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, a steal, and a pace up spot, a massive one at that, 2.6 additional possessions just from facing the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that has one of the worst defenses in the league. This spot is great, and you're going to need to rotate through all of these Boston guys, whether that's Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, Brown, Tatum, you guys know the drill. All 5 of those guys look pretty good today. Kemba Walker, because of his price tag, to me, is the best Celtics option you can find today. Next up at number 2, we're going to the best game on the slate. Shooting guard Bradley Beal. Still just 8,300, made his return in the last game. I've got him projected for 44. The goal's 51. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. Now, I'm giving him 34 minutes. I think it's possible he plays more than that. 1.3. Okay, fine. We'll round down. 1.29 fantasy points per minute here. 34% usage. 30 real points, 4.5 boards, 4.5 assists, a steal, and the best pace-up matchup that the Wizards can find. They gain 2.9 possessions over their average because the Wizards are the fastest team in the league, and the Golden State Warriors are the second fastest team in the league. This game is going to be a track meet. You're going to need parts, like multiple parts of this game. Bradley Beal's price tag, to me, is just simply broken on FanDuel, and that is why you see him as the number 2 contender. 8,300 against a passable Warriors defense in the fastest game you can find in the league? Where else would you want to be? Now, before we get to that number one contender, one last reminder, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, then head on over to Twitter, follow me at Josh Engleman so you can get the updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't know if that's going to happen today. I am getting my second COVID shot, and if I feel like garbage, I am not playing this slate. But I assume that I should be good to go, sitting around, giving you guys the updates, watching a little bit of golf. Anyway, what you should also do, head on into the comments section. Let me know your favorite and least favorite contender. And if you've got a contender that you don't see on this list, let me know who that is. I need to know who I'm missing. And finally, the number one contender for today's slate, small forward Kelly Oubre. He is 6,400, projected for 34 fantasy points. The goal is 44. He's in the optimal lineup 32% of the time. He gets the biggest benefit of this matchup. 34 minutes. He's been playing a ton. A fantasy point per minute. 22% usage. 19, 6.5, and 1.5. 2 stocks. And the biggest pace up spot that the Washington Wizards can find. Sorry, the biggest pace up spot that the Golden State Warriors can find. Tripped me up a little bit because Kelly Oubre was obviously at once on the Wizards. Anyway, 4.7 additional possessions over their average just by playing the Wizards. We're talking about an extra 2 fantasy points. Normally would have been projected for 32. Instead, he's at 34. Just go to Fantasy Cruncher, put him in for 34, and then put him in for 32, and see how his exposure changes. 2 points is a lot, and that is why you see Kelly Oubre in that number one spot. Every bit of this is fantastic. The matchup, the price, the pace, the position. You can't ask for anything more. Kelly Oubre is the number one contender on FanDuel for tonight. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Friday, April 9th. See, now I know the date. And that's it. We made it through the work week. Thank you for joining me this entire week. I'll be on the strategy show, but that is it for me today. So tune into the strategy show, go back and watch the process video, which is already done. And then I will see you guys again on Monday for another edition of the Contenders. Good luck tonight, everybody. Have a great weekend.